All right, guys, just 3 more minutes. I'm trying to see something here. Oh, okay. Here we go. What's up, Chuck Smith? ETH 1610 must hold. 24. Yeah, guys, and let's see here. Check out the promo for BITGET. I'll put that one in. Leave a like if you enjoy the content. Negotiate this promo just for you guys. You get 20% back if you deposit $100. $20 richer with that promo. Good time to go live. That's good. Hopefully this will be the last day. The internet's a little weird. I'm gonna plug it in. I gotta move my desk over to the other side of the room, and yeah, and then plug the internet in directly. So we'll do that. Also, a few more things at the apartment. I could have a TV delivered, yeah, after that, it's pretty functional. So yeah, a lot of stuff. It's gonna be done. Needs to be done. It's a lot of work moving, guys. A lot of work. So yeah. And yeah, apologies. I mean, the room is kind of my office room here, and I guess it is a little empty, so I gotta figure out how to soundproof it. There's always something to learn, man. There's always something to learn. You sell mattresses? I already have one. That's what I already got. But the one I have, I'm pretty disappointed with, actually. Like, my lower back hurts quite a bit from it, and I paid a lot for it. I paid $3,000 for the whole setup. Actually, really disappointed in myself. Or $2,800, I think I paid. Yeah, mattresses are kind of like a scammy industry. I should have got like a cheaper one. I feel like it would have been better on my back. So yeah, it's like a heavy thing. It's hard to, once you buy it, you're kind of screwed. But yeah. Oh, you saw the real good ones then, like the Tempur-Pedic or the what's that other one that's real good? Yeah, those are pretty good. I've laid on them. I mean, I don't live in a place long enough for it to be worth it to buy a 10K mattress or mattress that. I mean, the average mattress probably costs what, like, I mean, without the base, maybe $1,000. Yeah, but yeah, we're about to get started here. So let's see. Oh, that's okay. Um, you're still in the Soul and East from the Discord. That's awesome, Jan. Appreciate you. I'm still in those too. On a different account here. Let's see. And let me show you this stuff. Alrighty, what's up, guys? Here's the trade right now. So probably what'll happen, I feel like with the bearish title, like it'll probably bump up a bit because that's typically what happens. And there are people that, this is not financial advice. This is all paper trading. As you guys know, I don't take, as Jason Casper says, we don't take any risks in life. We don't take any risks in life on this channel. So it's all paper trading. And yeah, so let's see here. Somebody's long here. So, I mean, the main thing that we want to start with here is, money flow coming out, bearish dip printing, 7 hours to confirm. I would say the odds are pretty high that we've topped out. I mean, maybe you could come up. There are a lot of liquidations at, 25.8, 25.9, 26K up here. Really really at this level, really 25.8 around. Yeah, Fed data could be hawkish. Yeah, they could be. That's what I would guess. At least more hawkish than last time. So that would bring us down theoretically. And yeah, right here, bearish dip. I think once that confirms, most likely, in 2 days, well, most likely once this confirms, you're kind of done with this rally. And this is if you made a killing on altcoins, if you made a killing in this risky rally upward. Not financial advice, but now would be the time to paper trade and sell, in the paper trade. So, yeah, yeah. The problem with doing the opposite of me, man, is one, never give away your secrets because everybody will start doing the opposite of me and then it won't work. Two, you still need to know stop losses. You still need to know where to take profits. I don't think somebody who would post that in the chat really knows, man. Really knows. M. Shar can. And I feel like you got better stuff to do. You know what I mean? If you're actually know what you're doing, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Bye-bye, buddy. And let's see. So the 10 hour is really bearish here. Money flow coming out. And right there was kind of, so it's a big, there's a lot of trajectories downward. You know, that's 25%. CryptoFace was talking about this, you know, a week ago, you know, just based on kind of the money flow in these time frames. Decent pullback from this. So yeah. And spot trade. Yeah, spot trading is good too. I mean, if you're smart, like Warren Buffett says, if you're smart, you don't need leverage. If you're stupid, you shouldn't use it. So, I mean, it's a tool. Yeah, it's more of a tool. Money flow coming out. So that's ultimately most of the things here would be more bearish. The 2-week too is the big whammy to come down, make a lower low, and eventually kind of get to the 12K, these areas, you know, towards the end of the year here. And that's what I'm looking at right there. Let's look at the real short term. I'm curious if we may see a bounce here. So you do have this spiral line around here. Do you have, I don't know, I feel like you'll get to these before kind of a bounce. And yeah. And right there. I mean, you do see that area, so. But in terms of money flow, you're not seeing a bullish div yet. Maybe a bullish div on the 15 or the 10. I would still be careful just based on how these high time frames look. Wouldn't be going long on anything right now, just based on this bearish div right here. You haven't seen, I mean, right here we had that bearish div. This is potential for, you know, that was 28%. A lot of these gains could be wiped right away. And then we have FUD with potential World War III, all those type of things. You know, it seems like China's aiding the Ukraine or aiding Russia. So a lot of things not going well right now. And guys, appreciate you guys in the chat. If you get it the like, it means a lot. So that's the big place right here. And, you know, we haven't seen a big drop down lately. So I think that could be a possibility here. And yeah, let's look at ETH too. So I'm still in an ETH short from way back when. And yeah, I mean, you're coming down right there. Does look like most likely we've topped out here. If you do have one pump up these areas, potentially maybe 1800, I don't think it's going to happen. Could be wrong. Now you're getting a pretty big bearish div on the 2-day here with money flow coming out. So that's going to be, you know, a real big, you know, let's just see the last time we saw something like this. It's been a while. So this would be this kind of high right here. So, I mean, I think it's going to be like this, but we're not going to have another jump up. You know what I mean? 30% or something. Yeah, right back to 11. But I think that's where finally this is going to play out. This case to come down quite a bit. ETH versus Bitcoin. ETH pleads against Bitcoin a lot. So yeah, that's the main thing I'm looking at right there. Money flow coming out here. And ultimately, you're probably not going to see much. I think you're going to get to kind of these areas before you see any type of potential to go scalp long. It seems like this will just generally be a bearish day. I think the Fed is going to sound hawkish. Does anyone know when the Fed meetings come out or whatever? The Fed minutes. Does anyone know that? That'd be great if anybody knows that. And by the way, guys, check out, if you want to trade, check out the link down below for BITGET. Here's a trade right now. Obviously, I'm not going to show you the trades as much once we get back to the exclusive Discord on March 1st. I took a month off because I was moving, traveling around Mexico, doing a lot of stuff. But 3 hours from now, okay, so I probably will not be live. Maybe I'll come back. I'll take a break and then come back live in 3 hours if somebody wants me to to do that. Let's do a poll right now. Let's see what you guys think. So, what was the... It was 25. Pretty simple here. Shout out to Roller Coaster, shout out to Matt, appreciate you guys. And you know, this is where it gets kind of scary. I don't think we're going to enter a war until things economically get a lot worse, but you know, I think we're going to see, I know this is going to sound kind of doom and gloom, I think we're going to see kind of a repeat of the 1930s and 1940s. History doesn't repeat exactly, it rhymes. We're going to see something along those lines, with this being just a really depressing decade, and then maybe next decade you see more of like that type of stuff with more conflict. But yeah. I mean, it would make, typically you do see, you know, price comes down and, you know, you're hitting some areas. You do see little pumps, you know, potentials for scalps. There's that possibility, you know, that possibility for this to manifest to just get everybody out of these shorts right here at the high 25s. There's also, I believe, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of short liquidations, yeah, here too. We already liquidated quite a few longs, so it would make sense to try to liquidate these, but obviously some trades stay in for a while, you know, it's not always, you know what I mean? And why is shorting from here right now? With a stop loss above, I would say these areas for a swing, it wouldn't be a bad idea. This is paper trading only, guys. I don't take risks in life. It's better just to, you know, go to your 9 to 5, never take any risks, you know. Try to move up in the corporate ladder. So yes, the majority of you do think we topped out. Monthly bounce at 50K. Well, yeah, I mean, we could get it. Yeah, that's what some people have said, another bounce at 15K. We'll see how the market looks, you know, at that point. Ultimately, I do think if you come down to 15K, you're probably going to get a monthly red dot. I would kind of guess here. Yeah, most likely a monthly red dot or very close to it. And then that brings us down farther to, you know, 3K down here. No, I'm just kidding. But to lower areas towards the end of the year, and you got to wait to the next green dot to be the really, really good buying opportunity. And by then, everybody's apathetic. Everybody's kind of, you know, given up. Everybody's done. But we are on this time frame. You see this spiral line. We are hitting off of that. So I think you could get some relief, you know, in the next few hours. It depends how the Fed sounds. It absolutely depends on that. I mean, that 1 minute coming up, you could. I mean, if you're, let's draw a fib or something to see if we're, because for the, I mean, are we hitting anything? Hitting that a little bit, yeah. I wouldn't be going long right now, but yeah, I think ultimately the swing short's the main thing. Also, based on this 6 hour, or I think what was it, on ETH, I think it was, yeah, I think it was on ETH on the, yeah, coming into the red there, a little bit, not a little delayed on Bitcoin, but yeah. And ETH Bitcoin, I'm just curious, this is starting to keep bleeding, so I think it will continue to bleed, yeah. And yeah. Buy or sell time? I would say sell. I mean, for long term, I don't think it's going to be buy time. This is paper trading only, guys, not financial advice. I don't think it's going to be sell time for until, you know, to mid to late 2023. And then this guy, I think, is going to continue to kind of come up here as it's been edging up. I also think this guy will as well. Generally will come up here, a little bit of a pullback, but I think you're going to keep coming up to maybe 55, somewhere between 50 and 60 towards the end of the year into early next year potentially. Yeah. And how is, I'm just looking at traditional markets a little bit here. So they are up slightly now. They're up slightly. They were down, and it's kind of choppy. I think we're going to see more of a realization depending on what the Fed says in the next 3 hours. And 3 hours from now, olive oil, coffee. Let's see here. thing here, NASDAQ, I mean, ultimately, this looks really bearish. You know, split RSI is coming down. I think you're going to, my main guess is that you're going to repeat something of this nature and come down and test this area into April, maybe May. Next few months have generally read into this high nines, this area. That's what I think. And we can look at the S&P 500 as well. Okay. There are some good DCA strategies that I do have that I'll show you, depending on what happens. But I think ultimately the biggest thing for Bitcoin is 2 week coming back into the red DCA, and then regardless of what price is at. So yeah, I ultimately think you're going to see something of this nature into May, maybe, is coming down. And ultimately, you know, look at this pattern coming right down. So I think we're going to generally come down. Broke above that, liquidated some shorts. Now we're home free to come down farther. I think you're going to need 1 to 2 more green dots. The 12-month major bear div with red dot. Let's look at that. Let's look at the 12-month on the SPY. Probably not too much data. Red dot. Let's look at the, well, maybe, let's look at something with more. Yeah, it's the same thing here, money flow coming out. I don't necessarily give these time frames too much like credence because it's just so big. But look at the Dow here. Yeah, the same thing. I mean, you had it there and it came higher. It doesn't, like, I'm bearish, but I'm not bearish for that reason. You know what I mean? Ultimately, money flow generally coming out here. But this is just, I mean, you saw the same thing there. That was 74. You did come down. So curious if it's like that. Let's see here. I kind of think the Dow is going to hold up better than most things, 30-something%. Yeah, 22 or so. And that was obviously a depression right there. But, what's up, Flizik? I'll make you a moderator. I know you were talking about trying to moderate the I don't know what that means. Managing moderator, standard moderator. You're talking about doing the comments, so yeah. Depressing decade. Oh man, you still watch? Wow. I can't believe you still watch me, Liquid. You've been a long man. I unhid you because I unhid everyone from like a year ago, but man, you've been a long follower. Now you're hitting again, but yeah, you've been probably talking to yourself for a year. Oh wow. God. I wonder how, like, what's the background of somebody like that? Like 18, like I would think if you're not really young, you're like, the only excuse, if you're 16, like, okay, I get you, but yeah. That guy's been watching me for years, man. Like, well over a year, and he's been talking to himself for a long time. Oh man, if it is a guy, but yeah. The Mom's Attic's a good place, man. It's a good place. Let's see. Still seeing a rising wedge to 28. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. There's always a bearish case and a bullish case. I feel like with the comments too, I know BitBoy was talking about it too. Like, I feel like it's the anger phase because people are just angry, and then we'll get to the depression phase towards the end of the year. But yeah. I mean, for people who think I'm broke, I spent the last like over a month backpacking through Mexico. I just moved into a new apartment in one of the most expensive cities to live in America. I mean, I could be broke. You could do this all with debt. Look at the U.S. government, the $30 trillion worth of debt. But I would say, I would say most likely I'm not broke. But you could be right. You could be right. I mean, who knows? I mean, I lost $500 doing a long trade yesterday. To some of you guys, that's a lot of money. I mean, $500. I mean, obviously, for somebody who lives in one of the most expensive cities in America, who lives the lifestyle of $500, obviously not that much money. But yeah. But anyway, why am I even engaging? I wouldn't say I'm that rich. Well, I mean, it depends. What is rich to you? You know what I mean? What is rich to you? But yeah, well, let's look at Bitcoin. Is it time for a reversal? Um, I do use volume. I do use volume, Mr. Hart. Lets you know what the piece. Do you have to buy that? Is that or do you have to buy that, or is that like a free thing? I'll add, if it's a free thing, I could add in right now. I'll add that in, Mr. Hart. Let me know. Um, it's free. Okay, let's add it in. Let's see. Let's see here. So what is it called again? That's gonna be the. Where is it? Oh, okay. PVSRA. Let's add that in. Okay. Oh, you mean volume like this, not high volume nodes. Okay. So a lot of shorts are probably opened here. Is that what we're looking at? Well, let's see. Green means short, red means long. Okay. So a lot of them are went short there. A lot of them went long. Oh, okay. So you could think of reversal here. This generally follows the volatility. That's why I don't use volume as much, because it just follows kind of the volatility a lot of times. What's up? What's up, Luciano? You're an old fan. I remember you, man. Shout out to Luciano. I don't know what UESEI. I don't know what that is, man. But yeah. Yeah, that's the. I don't know, guys. I don't think. I mean, unless we hit something, I think we're gonna hit one of these. Then let's do reversal. I don't think we're gonna generally reverse until then. We could be sideways for a little bit here, but I wouldn't be. I don't see any reason to go long right now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm Latino. I'm not in Mexico anymore. Fixed range volume profile, I do use that quite a bit. I mean, that is, yeah, like right here, volume area high. That's a big area, a lot of big stuff. But yeah, what's happening with the short squeeze center short? Hmm. 609, 1609. This market's still up, very sideways. Okay, up slightly. Yeah. CNBC not talking about this. I mean, this is not good by any means, guys. Not good at all. I mean, a lot of times, guys, like I'll be blunt with you, a lot of times, once you get the bearish div with money flow coming out on the daily, like we're seeing, I mean, okay, obviously here it didn't play out too well. It did play out, like it did come down, but here is stronger. Why? Because you bounced off the 200 weekly moving average. It's such a big, big area. I mean, we do test it from time to time, or excuse me, on Bitcoin, same thing. You know, I wanted to look at the. So we have the yeah. I know like a lot of people like Crypto Savvy, they talk about the 50 weekly moving average, and yeah. So closing a wick a weekly, you know, below or above that would be momentous. We didn't really do it yet. We're kind of still rejecting off of it. I mean, this one, I guess you could argue, but we're still below it, kind of. It's at 24.6. Yeah, so we're still below it. So, yeah. I think the 50, what was it? The 50 and the 200 collided or something. Was that it? I believe. Oh, let me add in. Yeah. Because I could just go, hold on, 200. Let's do the 200 here. And then let's do, that's the 50. Or, why do I? think it should be like that, right? Or I forget how to do this. Yeah, that's the death cross. And I think ultimately, for the first time ever, that has happened, yeah. And I think ultimately that's going to be pretty bearish, and I think that's generally going to bring you down to lower areas into mid to late this year. That's what I still think, unless you see these EMAs right here. Unless these all turn bright, then I don't think we've hit the bottom. Once they all turn bright, then yeah, we've hit the bottom. We're entering accumulation phase. I'll start DCing in. Now, other than that, the main place to be DCing in is when this comes back into the red and confirms in the red, and the red dot confirms here. That would probably save you a lot of pain if we do come down. That may not be until, well, earlier in July, March or April. If you come back to here, you'd start DCing at 16 or something. On the way down, you'd be pretty close to the bottom. I think that's a good place. If we do turn all bright on those weeklies, I think the place to DCA in is going to be on the 12-day here until this, like 8 months, while this still stays in the red. But yeah. 12 by Steve Martin. 22.7, 22.9, yeah. There to there, yeah. 23.3. Right there, that gap right there. I think that'll probably be the next significant place. I mean, we're still coming down. There's no reason. Not hitting off of anything big. No bullish divs on low time frame. I mean, it looked much better for a long yesterday. I mean, still not that great, but much better for a long. I took it. It didn't work out. I mean, but that's part of the thing. Let's see. Yeah, Mr. Hart, you can't just keep showing stuff, man. You can't just keep like showing other people like that and go on about it. You could talk about the indicator, but yeah, if you keep talking about this random person, I'm gonna have to boot you, unfortunately, buddy. I mean, I'm sure it's great content, but I just don't. From my perspective, it could be a scam. I mean, there's people who try to link people to scams all the time, so I just can't. Yeah. Like you could link to you could talk about like free indicators, stuff like that, like recommendations, but other than that, yeah. No, you're good. Let's see here. So the poll, the majority of you do think we have, yeah, we hit the local top. I think so too, most likely. But yeah, we could hit Samuel. That is true. We could come down. I mean, we could easily come down quite a bit here. I mean, we'll see what the Fed says. We'll see what happens here. Gold investors are hitting. Okay. I'm curious about this one. Yeah, I want to look at gold and silver. I think it's going to have a good year, good next 3 to 5 years, outperform the S&P 500. So the woke are dumber. Okay. Mining, I don't know enough about. I think ultimately that's going to be the same as kind of buying altcoins. In 6 to 12 months, probably a good buying opportunity for the good ones. But I'm not an expert on that. say gold right now, a little bit of a pullback, nothing too crazy. I mean, you want to have healthy pullbacks. Ultimately, yeah, I think you might get a bounce around, yeah. Well, based on that, you'd come down a little bit more. I mean, this area, 18, I think you'll mess around with 18. After that, you'll probably get a bounce. I mean, the main thing, yeah, you'll probably come down a little bit more, maybe 1 or 2 more yellow X's there, I think, on silver. But silver SPX looks so bullish, especially on that monthly. Gold too. I mean, money flow coming up. Look at the last time it was like that, just straight up essentially. Haven't seen too much against it yet, but yeah. Yeah, maybe 13K, but I do think that